Hey, what is up, everybody? Um, I'm gonna be doing some Conan Exiles here in just a minute. As soon as my Steam finishes, which it has. Um, so we are gonna try out some of the new stuff. I know a lot of people like to edit and do like I don't know, like pre-record their streams and do things like that, but I prefer to do things live with you guys. So this is how we're gonna do it. And then I'm gonna jump right into some Fallout 4. So yeah, Fallout 4 is gonna be on Xbox One. I believe I have that all set up. So we'll find out. I think. So this is how things are gonna go. Going to be running intermission when we cut games and switch between the two, and then after that, we're gonna be moving into Fallout 4, and then we'll call it. I have no idea how long I'm gonna be playing Fallout, and I completely said the wrong game. I'm not even playing Fallout 4. I'm playing Fallout 76. Fallout 76. Yeah. So, anyways, it's been a rough couple weeks, fellas. I, I I don't know. Brain's been missing. Anyways, let's get rolling with some Conan Exiles Test Live. Try out the new archery stuff. Try out the new um, katanas and see how that goes. Let me launch here so you guys don't have to deal with any of that stuff. And I will be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. I'm going to switch over. And, yeah. Waiting for the game to load here. Alright, I will do a quick one. If any of you have played with me online, I'm just going to do a quick remake of Nikolai. Had my own stream up there for for a minute. It was playing back in my ear, causing some serious double talk. What did I have him? I had him set as a had as a. Let's just go with the regular Hyperborean or Sumerian because they're kind of the closest to the look. Um, Ymir. I've made Nikolai many times, so this will be a pretty quick process. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's that one. Sort of close. We'll go with that. Gotta fix his eyebrows because how silly is it that you have different colored eyebrows? That always bothers me. Okay, finalize character. Because I am in single player, I am going to admin panel all this stuff. Because we're testing, right? We don't need all that shit. Oh, I forgot I can just do it. You know, it's funny that they say all roads lead to the city when all roads actually don't lead to the city. I think they've tested this before, um, where they actually followed the roads along in the game, and not all of them lead to the city. And by the city, they mean the Forbidden City here in the Red Sands. So let's get some gear. So what do we want? We definitely want um some armor. But I don't want any heavy armor. For the reason that I'm gonna have a lot of arrows, and those things are fucking heavy. So let's do Aquilonian Scout stuff, because that's pretty light gear. just so we're not running around naked. We'll do a regular bow. And then we will do a legendary bow. I have a con. It's a particular favorite of mine. That way you can see the damage projected from the bows from two ends. Do they not have katanas in yet? I've seen other videos of other people doing them. They should be here. Where are they? Maybe I have to make one, which I am not opposed to. Let's see if we can find it. K-A... Aha! It's an under bruiser, so it's two-handed. So it should be in the panel. It should be in the spawn panel. It's under other. Okay. So let's do a regular one. A mid-level, I would say. And then if you have a tier 4 thrall, then you'll probably end up with one of these bad boys. Let's see. Arrows. I'm going to do a stack of, or half stack. Yeah, full stack. Let's do a full stack. Snake arrows. Because they changed these to just poison damage now. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. We're going to do some flint head arrows, which are your basic. We're going to do some iron head arrows. Wait, hold on. Let me see what is mid-level-ish. So looks like steel arrows. So we'll do steel arrows and then star metal arrows. Yeah, that sounds good. Steel arrows and star metal arrows. Because for those of you who do not know, they buffed the shit out of arrow damage. So arrows are a lot more effective now. We are going to lock time to the middle of the day. Freeze time. Max food, max water. Because we're testing, we don't want to deal with any of that shit. Oh yeah. Set level to 60. And let's do 6 encumbrance. And then for this first run, I'm going to do my normal warrior build that I run. It's definitely nothing fancy. Okay. So this is the basic katana. For those of you that have not seen it before, it looks like a katana, as expected. I think the modeling is good on it. This is the more expensive version. You can tell the difference, so you'll know if someone has a katana. You'll be able to tell the difference between the more expensive version that does more damage and the basic version by the handle color. If you see right here, this one has a brown handle. The other one has a gray handle. So the final attack does bleed damage. That's interesting. Sorry for the gain the level spam. It'll do that for a minute. If anybody who hasn't played Conan Exiles before, just part of the game. That's an interesting jump animation. Yeah, he'll fly away. He doesn't do much. So we're gonna actually run in here. I know there's a bunch of basic level enemies here. And we're just gonna see how dealing with basic level enemies with a basic level katana, how that works and how that feels. I can tell you right now by checking out these animations that this weapon is a lot slower than one-handed weapons. It is definitely in the two-handed weapon class for sure. Okay. So to do the dash, the heavy attack, you have to hold down the right mouse and click with the left mouse. It's not like a one button thing. You don't just click your right mouse and it just does it. You have to do both buttons. Otherwise, it doesn't get performed. Now, if I'm clicking in a combo, and it's kind of okay. It's not as difficult to do as one would think. It feels relatively smooth. I just don't like how slow the animations are for a katana, because a katana, historically, is supposed to be a fast weapon, and this is actually pretty slow. So in my opinion, the speed needs to get buffed. Ha! I diced that guy right in half. That was kind of hilarious. Now, what I do like is that with this dash attack, I'll see if it does it on an object. Actually, it does actually. When you say like this campfire is an enemy. If you're doing a dash attack, You pass right through it. Let me find another one so I can show the example. That is something I really do enjoy. Here's another imp. We'll use it on him. Come on, you big bastard. Let's go. All right. So, dash attack. See how I ended up on this side? So if you're doing a PvP, that'll be extremely helpful because then you can just dash. You know? And you just end up right on the other side. So that'll constantly force your opponent to keep turning around. So that would be interesting. It seems like the damage is definitely worth it. Poor baby turtles. I'm cruel, I know. No, I don't think you can actually block with this weapon. You can dodge, but my block button is not blocking. So I don't think you can block with this. So dodging is your option, which definitely makes this a stamina heavy weapon. So if you're running a no stam build, it'll be a little difficult for you to run with a katana. So maybe a rethink of the stats would be a good idea. As you can see, when I hold down this charge attack, it drains my stamina, and I can't turn when I do it. So I'm am locked right here. I'm only going to be going in this one direction. For a two-handed weapon, though, I have to say this is, to me, out of the two-handed sword and the two-handed hammer, this is the fastest. It's not as clunky as the European style two-handed sword. I felt like those animations were really unrefined, I guess, which is why I don't really use that weapon too much. I personally prefer a throwing axe and a hand axe or a spear. The spear was the weapon that I personally was taught by a friend of mine to be pretty good at, I would say. I've played on PvP servers with it since, and I have been very successful with the spear. So I would say I'm pretty decent with it. And while this is not a spear, wow, that damage is massive. Those things have a shit ton of health. How much CPS am I doing right now? I totally got sidetracked by how much melee damage I'm doing. 86. Alright, and this is just the regular. Now if I go into the flawless, I'm doing 90 melee damage. Holy shit. Alright, let's rock this thing in the volcano. Let's go to the volcano, where there are the hardest enemies, and see how well we do. Let me teleport somewhere where I'm not going to die immediately. Because that would suck. And we should be there. Ta-da! Okay, cool. Also, hi, Sew Up. Frostbite. But I'm in the volcano. When did they do this? I don't like it. Fix it. I should be warm by now. Thanks, devs. Watch me walk in the wrong direction. Yeah. Alright, here we go. I think we'll try some human NPCs first. Just to kind of get a feel for the weapon. And then we'll try it on some snake men, which are pretty high damage. That's a level 1 fighter. We don't want to fight that. We want to go that way-ish. Because that's where all the heavy-duty fighters are. Angry Cobra. I also think they changed this too now to where there is a direct line to the center of the volcano. That used to not be true. You used to have to like kind of build a bridge or something to get across there. But now you can just kind of walk straight across, which is nice. I hate this area because I don't have a gas mask and I'm going to end up getting poisoned. So I'm going to try to avoid these red plants as much as possible. Got a little bit too close. I'll just teleport myself back in. It's alright. Too close to the lava. Well, see, that's what happens on a live stream. You can't predict everything. So I'm going to teleport straight back into the middle. And I'm going to get the flawless katana and the Aquilonian gear that I was wearing. I think it was Scout. Yeah. Cool. So we are going to go to the center of the volcano and kill some stuff. Or try to kill some stuff. We'll see. They used to have NPCs on this top level that you could fight. But maybe they're gone now. It looks like they're gone now. You know what? Let's just jump in. Because that's guaranteed enemies. I know there are enemies here that want to kill me, which is good enough. So let's see. See how slow that animation is? I was afraid about that. About getting animation locked with this weapon. Because the spear is such a long... The spear has such a long reach to it. She's got me. I'm dead. See, that's what I was afraid of. So immediately there was a flaw to the katana, and that is the animations take such a long time that with a weapon like a spear that is so fast, you get animation locked. I managed to get the dash off, and I managed to get a couple hits in, but that was just on an NPC thrall. On a player who is going to be completely in your face all the time, trying to PvP you, that's not going to work. So overall, I think that the katana is okay. I love the damage on it. The damage is massive. It's huge. It's huge damage, guys. It's huge. Um, but it's slow. And I think that needs to get buffed. I think the speed on it needs to get moved up. Historically, katanas were fast weapons. If they wanted to make it accurate to the way that the weapon is supposed to handle, I think they should speed up the animations a little bit. And maybe that'll help with a little bit of the faster weapons, considering that you can't block with a katana, which I think is kind of some bullshit. I think you should be able to block with it. You can block with a regular two-handed sword, I believe. Can you block with it? Let's find out. Because I don't want to be saying some shit that isn't true. So let's find out. Two-handed sword. Can you block with it? I cannot. So you can't block. So I stand corrected. You cannot block with a regular two-handed sword, which is okay. So I guess that makes sense that you can't block with a katana. Because then it would be unbalanced if you could block with one two-handed sword, but you couldn't block with another. I get it. Alright. So my only thing for the devs would be to speed up the animations on the katana because they are a little bit too slow. It's not a long enough weapon to be able to do what you need to do with it and make it effective. And fun. So yeah, moving on to bows. So we're gonna do some arrows. Arrow? A-R-W. Okay, yeah. Snake arrows. Star metal, steel, and flint. Within the bow with a con. And just a regular basic ass bow. Let's find one. There we go. Regular Hyrcanian bow. Put some clothes on. And change my stats. Because I'm going to run an archer build. I feel like that would be the most accurate way to test this. So that's how I'm going to do it. Okay. So my range DPS right now with a basic bow. Let's say I have basic arrows. So we'll go with basic flinthead arrows. Basic bow, basic arrows, 32 range damage. Isn't bad. I think that is more damage than what I would normally do with a basics, but with basics hand weapons. So 32 damage, you're talking about around the range of like an ancient Kopesh, which is it's level 30, 45, so it's near the end. By that time, you should probably have hardened steel and stuff like that, and the works. So that's actually pretty good for a regular basic bow. Now keep in mind that your strength will augment that, so and realistically probably doing around 40, 45 with your strength, depending on how much strength you pour into your character. But just as pure weapon damage, it's pretty decent. Let's check and see how fast we can take out some basic enemies. And they changed the whole animation on this now. So now there's no weird animation lock. I was shooting the shit out of that guy. And they brought back in the heavy shot. And if you hold it till it dings, that's your max damage. That's insane. That's insane. I need to find some harder NPCs because that was way too easy. But yeah, if you hold in the heavy shot till it dings, that's max damage. You don't have to do that. You can just heavy shot and boom, and the arrow flies straight. Which is the difference between a heavy shot, sniper shot, and a see a heavy shot, sniper shot, and a light shot. A light shot, you have to arc. See the flight path of the arrow; it arcs. On a heavy shot, it goes straight. Also, pro tip for people who didn't know, if you have things things, stat points, into accuracy, you can bounce arrows off of water. See, my arrow just bounced. See if we can one-hit kill this guy. Sniper shot. Boom. Boom. Oh, it's like Call of Duty. So much. We're going to machine gun fire this guy. And honestly, for as much shooting as I was doing, I really hardly took any stamina at all. Like, I almost feel like archery's too easy now. They buffed it almost too much. Because this is cake. I know these are basic enemies, but I'm not even trying. So yeah, let's find something more challenging. There has to be something to this. This can't be it. I'm not going to change. We're going to stick with basic flint arrows and a basic bow. What is challenging? An elephant. Let's go fight an elephant. They're decent opponents. I know there are elephants here, but I'm going to spawn in, like, that location. Because I don't want to spawn in on top of one. I want to actually see the elephant before I fight it. Probably going to land on a tiger. No? Okay, good. Oh, here's some NPCs. Let's see if I can snipe this one. One, two, three, 4. So with a basic bow, with basic arrows, 4 shots on a... I think these guys down here are mid-level NPCs. Yeah, mid-level NPC. Which is pretty good. Let's check out this bad boy. So a tiger, which is definitely a little bit more difficult to kill. It's taking a lot longer, which is good. Alright, there's our elephant. I think we are going to switch ammo types. So I'm going to move to the steel arrows. Yeah, steel arrows. Oh, Tiger wants some. Alright, let's let him have some. And not not all of my ammos actually hit him. Like they made contact with his box, but they didn't actually hit his box. Now, if you notice, every little pop he's getting on just a regular light shot with these steel arrowheads. That's some decent damage. Oh, shit. Shit. Alright, there we go. Apologize for that. He's gonna get me right here. Oh, nope. Let's finish him off. Right in the neck. Sniped. um, so there's star metal arrowheads too with this basic bow. They definitely did some massive damage. Steel arrowheads do pretty good damage with a basic bow with an archer build. And this is keep in mind this was 44 per shot, and the bow is next to the dagger. Now that they took the animation lock off, is one of the fastest weapons in the game. Like I can just turn out shots, boom, 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 and I can shoot you quicker than you can hit me with a weapon. There is no melee weapon that swings this fast. I think maybe the daggers. Maybe. So dealing out this much damage this quickly, it's insane. All right. So let's take it up a notch. Let's say you're in level, right? You're going to use some star metal arrows with a high level bow. Let me get me some star metal arrows because I don't have any. Let's just make sure that those are the ones that do the most damage, because I knew before the star metal arrows actually did not do the most damage out of all the arrow types. So let me double check that before I spawn them in. 15, 21. Yeah, so 21 looks like it's going to be the highest, so we're going to do the star metal arrowheads as soon as we kill this tiger that wants to murder us. And this is the technique that I'm doing, as I'm not actually shooting him personally. I'm bouncing the arrows off of the ground, and they're hitting him, which is a cheese archer technique that I picked up on a PvP server. That's actually really effective against enemies that are rushing you. They basically run into your arrow, which is pretty cool. I don't want to starve to death, so we're going to fix that too. It should have already been fixed, but I guess that got reset when I murdered myself earlier. Star metal arrows. Okay. Star metal arrows on the Eye of the Khan, which is a high tier level bow. Archery build. So I have 30 accuracy, 25 strength. So my strength and my accuracy both play into my range stats here. So I'm doing 88 damage a shot, which is almost as much damage as the Katana, which does 90. The high tier, high end Katana. And we're gonna take on this elephant right here, this big guy. If he's paying attention. Look at that. He's getting rocked. Not today, son. These are just light shots. These are light shots. I'm just peppering him. That's ridiculous. It took me, what, maybe 30 seconds to kill this guy? 30 seconds to kill an elephant. Let's try heavy shots. Because they do way more damage. He's going to come rampaging in. We just dodge out of the way. You can walk while charging heavy shots. So just walk backwards. That's insane. All right, let's see on these mid-level NPCs with the star metal arrows and the Eye of the Con bow. Three shots. Nothing. Two shots on a level 1 fighter. Mid-level level 1 fighter. And that shot wasn't even charged all the way. On a regular thrall that's non-combat, annihilation. If they keep bows like this, they are going to be definitely a factor in the battlefield now. And I can say, I, for one, I'm going to be switching back to bows. Because that's what I originally played. When I started this game, back in the day, when they were doing beta, and building was awful, and everything was awful, I was an archer. That was the weapon that I used, and that's how my accuracy is kind of so on point with this. How I'm used to combat rolling, and my aim is pretty decent. I've been shooting in this game for a long time, and I'm just kind of used to it. So if they keep archery like this, I am definitely going to be switching back. Because now bows are just as powerful as melee weapons, if not more powerful, because they're faster. There's no way a melee fighter can keep up with the damage output of an archer, unless they're using daggers and they're very proficient with them. Because no matter how fast you swing, let's see daggers. Let me get a pair of daggers and see how fast they swing. Oh, insert. Wrong button, guys. Yeah, so daggers are the only weapon that are faster than a bow. And even then, I mean, granted I am in an archery build, but I don't think the damage output is the same. Because these are obsidian daggers, which are high end. The melee damage is only 58. Compared to the 88 damage that I'm doing with the high-end bow equipment. Now, granted, if I had legendary daggers and a melee build, yeah, I would probably do more damage. I would probably put it up in the 70 range, probably 72, 73, 74. With the way that all the stats compound together. But yeah. this has been a pretty informative test, at least for me. I wanted to share it with everybody because I knew that there are a lot of people who had questions with the way that archery was changing now and how it would impact the game, and people wanted to see katanas. The katanas are cool, but I think they're kind of a joke. I don't, I don't, I don't recommend them to anybody who is a seasoned player. And especially to somebody who's a new player who's like, oh, katana, cool weapon. It'll be great. The damage output on them is good, but the animations are just too slow. So unless they fix that, I don't think they're going to be a viable weapon. So yeah, guys, look out for these new archery updates because bows are now definitely going to be appearing on the a battlefield near you. These things are ridiculous. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, all that fancy stuff. You guys know what to do. I'm not going to bug the shit out of you about it. And I will be catching you all next time.